I can remember the exact moment when gaming history changed forever. And this wasn't about a new console, this wasn't about a new update in graphics, this wasn't about a new Call of Duty game, this was about a combat system. When Batman Arkham Asylum released in 2009, it didn't just create one of the greatest superhero games ever, it created a formula, and that formula was so clean, so satisfying, and so easy to replicate that almost every action game for the next decade started to copy it as well. And at first, that action system, it felt incredible. But over time, that same system may have slowly killed creativity in action games. I don't think that you need to be a stickler on video games to know that the Arkham games changed combat, period. It revolutionized gaming. Before Arkham, melee combat in games was kind of rough. You normally had like a clunky lock-on systems, you had stiff animations, button mashing, chaos. But then Arkham came in and simplified everything. You had one button to strike, you had one button to counter, you had one button to stun. But it wasn't just the simplicity, it was the flow of it, it was the animation, it made everything seamlessly go into the next attack. Every fight felt like choreography. Batman didn't just fight enemies, he moved through them. You felt like you were literally Batman while playing these games. Now, that's not to say that every game that came out before the Arkham series that had action in it was clunky or terrible. Absolutely not. You have some really great action video games that came out before the Arkham series, but I think that it's fair to say that the Arkham series revolutionized action games, and I think changed it and set up this system for many games to replicate in the future. Batman wasn't reacting to the combat, he was conducting it. There was free-flow combat, there was visual counter indicators, rhythm-based fighting, there was accessibility for all players to play this game, whether that you were skilled at gaming or not. And for the first time, anyone could feel like a badass. Anybody could feel like Batman. And as more Arkham games began to come out, the system was only improved upon. Arkham Asylum introduced it, Arkham City was probably the peak of its popularity, Arkham Origins did it incredibly well, and Arkham Knight, nobody wants to talk about it, but this was probably the best that it ever was. And as it got better and better and better, that's why it spread like wildfire. Shadow of Mordor copied it, Mad Max copied it, the later Assassin's Creed entries copied it, Spider-Man PS4 copied it. And that's not to say that those games are bad, they're not. They're fantastic games because the Arkham combat system was integrated or inspired the systems that were in these games. But here's the problem that comes with that, is that even though that these games were great, when every game starts to feel good in the exact same way, something gets lost in the shuffle. Unfortunately, we seem to have run into a problem where the Arkham combat system may have completely flattened creativity. Because the Arkham system didn't just influence games, it replaced the variety. There was no identity. Every game started to feel similar. Regardless of the fact that you were playing in different worlds with different characters who were having different experiences, it was the same combat. You also would get an illusion of skill. The system feels skill-based, but it's actually incredibly forgiving. For the average gamer that likes that balance of strategic thinking and challenge, there's incredibly wide counter windows and auto-targeting and minimal punishment for this particular system. You're not really mastering combat, you're just following the prompts. Even though it still looks incredible and feels incredible to play, is it the most challenging thing ever? No, probably not. It became spectacle over depth. In this combat system, everything looks cool. Chaining hits together and maintaining the flow and feeling like a badass is all awesome and good, but for the fans of video games that really want that challenge, there wasn't a lot of strategy or positioning or risk whenever this certain type of combat system is integrated into the games. Now, if you compare this combat system to other combat systems that completely switch it on its head to try and be as challenging as humanly possible. I'm talking about Dark Souls and Devil May Cry and even the harder difficulty versions of the God of War games, the newer ones. Those systems kind of demand mastery in its craft, but Arkham, it gives you the feeling of mastery right off the bat. And when that feeling of mastery becomes the standard, the status quo, players kind of stop asking for more, because where do you go from there? But here's the twist of it all, and I don't want this to get lost in the shuffle. Arkham Combat didn't ruin action games because it was bad. It ruined them because it was damn near too good. It's the reason why it stood the test of time. It's the reason why it became mainstream. The real problem isn't about the Arkham games, it's about the overuse. The Arkham series proves something important. It's that combat doesn't need to be complicated to feel amazing, but the industry took the wrong lesson. Instead of evolving it, they copied it. The best video games today, they don't replicate systems. They create their own identity. They're trailblazers. They make something new and fresh and exciting. God of War, Elden Ring, Ghost of Tsushima, they all learned from Arkham, but they didn't become it. So did the Arkham universe ruin action games? No, not really, but it did set a standard so strong that for years nobody tried to beat it. And when an industry stops trying to beat something, that's when things start to feel the same. That's when they start to feel stale. And maybe now that we're having such fantastic action games like God of War and like Ghost of Tsushima coming out, maybe that's a sign that we're finally starting to move past it and we're going in the right direction. What do you think of the Arkham games? What do you think about the Arkham system? I think that the Arkham combat system literally changed everything for gaming. I don't want this to be like a thing that whenever you hear me talk about the Arkham games and how it ruined gaming, I think it's very important to distinct from the fact that the Arkham games, there's a reason why you remember it. They are so fucking good. That combat system is so fucking good. As much as I love the Spider-Man games take clear, direct inspiration from the Arkham combat, and they don't do it nearly as well. But there's a reason why people call it the Arkham combat. It is the standard. It's a staple in action video games. It's just on game developers to either come up with their own identity of a different action system, or they need to evolve the Arkham Asylum action system. Be daring, be a trailblazer, move forward. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the video in the comments below, whether you liked it. We were so close and my battery died. Please subscribe, click the notification button so you never miss a video, leave a like and a comment like I said, and I will see you guys in the next one. My battery's literally gonna die again. Peace, love, adios, and goodbye.
Caught up in a fight.